Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Very slowly, please open your eyes.
వెంకటరమణ గోవింద గోవింద ఆపదముక్కులవాడ నాథరక్షక గోవింద గోవింద ఏడుకుండలవాడ వెంకటరమణ గోవింద గోవింద ఆపదముక్కులవాడ నాథరక్షక గోవింద గోవింద.
యాగయుగ గోవింద పుణ్య ప్రపూర్ణ గోవింద ఉత్సవోత్సుక గోవింద ఊహాతీత గోవింద
బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పరబ్రహ్మమొక్కటే 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 పిండార రాజు నిద్రించు నిద్రయునొకటే అండనే బంటు నిద్రాదియునొకటే మెండైన బ్రాహ్మణుడు మెట్టు భూమి ఒకటే మెండైన బ్రాహ్మణుడు మెట్టు భూమి ఒకటే చండాలుడుండేటి సరి భూమి ఒకటే బ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పరమొక్కటే పరబ్రహ్మమొక్కటే పరబ్రహ్మమొక్కటే
అఖిలాండ కోడి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక ఆనంద నిలయ వర పరిపాలగా
గోవింద గోవింద పౌర్ణమి నిలవే గోవింద 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 చిన్న పూమారి సేవెകൾ గోవింద గోవింద ఏదో వెంకటేశం இரவோடு பவராக சதா வெங்கடேஷம் ஸ்மராமி ஸ்மராமி
అఖిలాండ కోడి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక ఆనంద నిలయ వర పరిపాలగా శ్రీ వెంకటేశ శృతి సంబంధ సేవా భాగ్యం దేవి ముకుంద అఖిలాండ కోడి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక ఆనంద నిలయ వర పరిపాలగా திருப்பதங்களுக்கு தினமும் மாலைகள் ஸ்ரீ விஷ்ணு சுவாமி ஏற்கின்றார் திருப்பதங்களுக்கு தினமும் மாலைகள் ஸ்ரீ விஷ்ணு சுவாமி ஏற்கின்றார் அதிர்கின்ற சங்கு சக்கரங்களே அழகாக திகழும் மாணிக்கமே ஆஜானுபாகுமேனி எங்கும் அலர்ந்திட்ட மலரின் ஹாரங்களே அகிலாண்ட கோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயக ஆனந்த நிலைய வர பரிபாலகா அகிலாண்ட கோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயக ஆனந்த நிலைய வர பரிபாலகா மல்லி கொடி மல்லி மதுர மந்தார மனோரஞ்சிதங்கள் செண்பக பாரிஜாத சாமந்தி தாவி பறிக்கின்ற சம்பங்கியே காலையில் தாமரை கனகாம்பரங்கள் பொன்னால் பூட்டி பூக்கள் சூடிய குலதெய்வம்
மறுபூதவனம் மாலைகள் சிறக்கும் வெட்டி வேறு மணம் வீசுமே கருடா கண்ணீரு வந்தவிடாமல் பா
ஹரிக்கு அச்சிக்க பில்வ துளசீதளங்கள் உனக்காக பூத்தது உன்னை பார்த்து சிரித்தது உன் மேனியாவும் மலரே அகிலாண்ட கோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயக ஆனந்த நிலைய வர பரிபாலக
माधवा केशवा मधुसूदना माधवा केशवा मधुसूदना नन्दनन्दना नरहरि नारायण परमात्मा परन्धाम परमानन्दा अच्युत अनन्त गोविन्द अच्युत अनन्त गोविन्द अणिवाग माधवने वेङ्कटेशने अणिवाय एन् मालै मुत्तु श्रीनिवासने अणिवाग माधवने वेङ्कटेशने अणिवाय एन् मालै मुत्तु श्रीनिवासने कोडि कोडि मलरिल वाழும் गोविन्दराजने कोडि कोडि मलरिल वाழும் गोविन्दराजने सूடி கொடுத்த ஆண்டாளை ஏற்றுக்கொண்ட மன்னனே நரஹரா முரளீதரா ஸ்ரீகரா ஸ்ரீதரா செல்வேந்திரா சர்வேஸ்வர பரமேஸ்வர சாந்தாகாரா சங்க சக்கரதரா சப்தமணிகள் வாசா சுப்ரபாத சேவையில் சூரியனையா சூரியனையா அஞ்ஞான இருளில் என்னை தேற்றினாயையா மாதவா கேசவா அபிஷேக சேவையில் குளித்தாயையா குளித்தாயையா ஆத்ம கர்ம வினைகள் நீக்கி காத்தாவையா ஸ்ரீதரா ஸ்ரீதரா கொடி கொடி மலரில் வாழும் கோவிந்தராஜனே சூடி கொடுத்த ஆண்டாளை ஏற்றுக்கொண்ட மன்னவா பத்மநாபா ரிஷிகேஷா பத்மநாப ரிஷிகேஷ பன்னகசயனா பரசுராம பலராம ரகுகுலராமா புருஷோத்தம புண்ணிய புருஷ புண்டரீகாட்சா வாமனா வாசுதேவ காஞ்சி வரதா அணிவாக மாதவனே வெங்கடேசனே அணிவாய் என் மாலை முத்து ஸ்ரீனிவாசனே நிஜ பாத தரிசனத்தில் நின்றாயையா நின்றாயையா உன் பாதங்கள் கதி என்று காட்டினாயையா அச்சுதா அமரனே நீத்திரத்தின் பார்வை தனை அருள்வாயையா அருள்வாயையா நேர்த்தியான பாதை தன்னில் அழைப்பாயையா நரஹரா நரஹரா கோடி கோடி மலர்களையா கோடி கோடி மலரில் வாழும் கோவிந்தராஜனே சூடி கொடுத்த மாலை முத்து ஸ்ரீனிவாசனே கோடி கோடி மலரில் வாழும் கோவிந்தராஜனே சூடி கொடுத்த ஆண்டாளை ஏற்றுக்கொண்ட மன்னனே
అదివో అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము 10,000 శేషుల పడగలమయము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము 10,000 శేషుల పడగలమయము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము అది వెంకటాచలమఖిలో నటము అదివో బ్రహ్మాదుల కపురూపము అదివో నిత్య నివాసమఖిల మునులకు అదివో నిత్య నివాసమఖిల మునులకు అదే చూడు అదే మృక్కుడు ఆనందమయము అదే చూడు అదే మృక్కుడు ఆనందమయము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము కైవల్య పదము వెంకటనగమదివో శ్రీ వెంకటపతికి సిరులైనది భావింప సకల సంపద రూపమదివో అదివో భావింప సకల సంపద రూపమదివో పావనములకెల్ల పావనమయము అదివో అల్లదివో శ్రీహరివాసము శ్రీహరివాసము శ్రీహరివాసము
రాయడువాడు కొండలంత వరములు గూపెడువాడు కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడువాడు దాసుడైన కురువరతి నంబి ఇమ్మన్న వరములెల్ల ఇచ్చినవాడు కుమ్మరదాసుడైన కురువరతి నంబి ఇమ్మన్న వరములెల్ల ఇచ్చినవాడు దొమ్ములు చేసిన ఎన్ని తొండమాంచ కురవర్తి దొమ్ములు చేసిన ఎట్టి తొండమాంచ కురవర్తి తమ్మన్న చోటికి వచ్చి నమ్మినవాడు దొమ్ములు చేసిన ఎట్టి తొండమాంచ కురవర్తి రమ్మన్న చోటికి వచ్చి నమ్మినవాడు కొండెలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడువాడు కొండలంత వరములు పూపెడువాడు కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడువాడు కంచిలోనున్న తిరుకచ్చినంబి మీద కరుణించి తన ఎడకు రప్పించినవాడు కంచిలోనున్న తిరుకచ్చినంబి మీద కరుణించి తన ఎడకు రప్పించినవాడు ఎంచి ఎప్పుడైనా వెంకటేశుడు మనలను ఎంచి ఎప్పుడైనా వెంకటేశుడు మనలను మంచివాడై కరుణ పాలించినవాడు ఎంచి ఎప్పుడైనా వెంకటేశుడు మనలను మంచివాడై కరుణ పాలించినవాడు కొండెలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడువాడు కొండలంత వరములు గూపెడువాడు కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడువాడు
शिवसमारम्भाम् ज्ञानसम्बन्धमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samadhis, Satsangis sitting with us around the world at this moment. 438 places through Nithyananda TV, 32 places two-way video conferencing having Nayana Diksha, and 218 cities in 27 countries around. And I welcome our esteemed guest, Swamiji Mahalingamata Swamiji, for gracing us and blessing us on this occasion. The city is sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Sharjah, Hyderabad, Bhagyanagaram, Phoenix, Kanchipuram, Tiruvannamalai, Arunachalam, Vancouver, Puri, Seattle, Chidambaram, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Toronto, Kailasam, San Jose, Madurai, Los Angeles, Arunachalam, Mahakumbhapuri, Allahabad, Prayag, Kumbhapuri, Prayag, Oman, Sivagangai, Dubai, Tirukkovilur, Bangalore, Nithyananda Vidyalaya, London, Kashi, Hyderabad, Shri, Laspet, Pondicherry, Hong Kong, Sirgari. What is that? Indian Hills, Kentucky, Charlotte, Srisailam, Guadalupe, Rameshwaram, New York, Varanasi, Ohio, Prayag, Dakota Dunes, Singapore, Singapuram, Atlanta, Ujjaini, Monterrey, Mexico, Louisville, Kentucky, Saint Julien, France, Paris, Kalighat, Austin, New York, Varanasi, Ohio, Prayag. That's it. Oh, Priyankananda, Malaysia, Moksha Priyan, on the road. Blessings to all of you. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today, birthday of my favorite Bahuputri, Rasika. Toronto, Rasika, blessings, birthday blessings. I'll talk to you during Dial the Avatar. I'll talk to you during Dial the Avatar. Brahmanyam Bahuputratam. 5th day. Happening very successfully. Each one discovering their root thought pattern of suffering and getting ready to go for the next level. Please understand, all the first batch participants also continuously do completion. Purnatva is required. Only then you will be ready to experience that Brahmanyam Bhagavutradam. Now only we are weeding out. If you just know all the weeds exist and if you don't remove it, then you can't experience the Brahmanyam Bhagavutratam. I'll enter into today's satsang. On authenticity, Katopanishad. After seeing Ma Priyankananda in Kavi, earlier I was contemplating on this concept, now I decided to execute. See, when I went to study, before I went to study in that polytechnic college, whatever you call it, Kuppamal did one big thing. She did Virajahoma and gave me sannyas. Before I went to the college itself, if you see the sannyas patra that she gave, if you see the date, it will be before I left the college. She did Virajahoma, everything. Ma, can you show that sannyas patra, ma? The initiation document with Acharya Abhishekam and all that. She did everything. She called a few sannyasis and performed all the rituals, gave sannyas. Then she said, now go to the college and study for the sake of your future mission. No, that gave me such a big click. Even when I go for studying, I know I am a sannyasi. In Buddhism, they do this. They give sannyas and then send a person to have the regular education. It's 24/5/94 means which year? I was born 78. So when I was 14, am I right? 16. Yes. Yes. I think in the first year. She gave in the first year. Am I right? I actually left the house only when I was 17 and a half. I think 95 or 96 only I left the house. Ma, just raise. It is 94 only. Let me verify. Yes, 94 only. 94 only. So before itself she gave the sannyas and all the rituals and everything. Initiation, Acharya Abhishekam, and declaring that I am an incarnation and all that. Before that itself she finished. It has done a very big impact on me. So now, all the youngsters who are planning their life future is sannyas very clearly with integrity and authenticity. And if once the family also agrees, I am going to give them the Krama Brahmacharya Diksha. Upakrama Brahmacharya, and then send them to college for education. The next word is an important word, in my expense. I am going to give them education. Sangha will take the responsibility. Buddhism they do it. It is very unfortunate in Hinduism. We did not encourage all that. First of all, very unfortunate in Hinduism, we ourselves lost respect on the sannyas. We ourselves lost respect. We ourselves gave up the idea that we can be authentic, we can be integrated, we can be responsible, we can be enriching ourselves and enriching others, we can be not giving up on us and not giving up on others. I can see now Chennai Alvarpet Center also. So next step I am opening. Just like Annalaya, Vidyalaya, all the youngsters, unmarried, interested and decided to take sannyas as their future life, you can apply. We will scan and take the responsibility of initiating you and your education, both. Immediately we will have a question. If they study and then don't come back, become sannyasi, go away, what is the wrong? What is there? After all, I want to educate thousands of people, give this as a service. So give this as a service, over. And let us also trust the integrity of the people. Not only we being integrated, when we are integrated, anybody comes in our presence becomes integrated. I tell you, it helped me so much. So much. Now Abhuda is jumping first. Me. Manisha, now whatever I spoke, give it as a clear introduction and put it in the website. Anywhere from around the world, they can apply. We are a lifestyle. Anybody has no problem, we also don't have a problem. Anybody has a problem, then we tell them just give up that religion, that's all. So anybody can apply. Because I see so many youngsters are waiting. At least from my memory I can say some 50 youngsters are waiting. They should be initiated into 4 tattvas and they should be living all the 4 tattvas with authenticity. We can call them all maybe Guru Purnima or Shivaratri, initiate them. You can email n.sharing@nithyananda.org. So thank you Priyankananda for giving me this idea. Earlier I was contemplating, when I saw her in Kavi, I thought yes, she is worthy of Kavi. Why not start initiating people now itself? This is the way I was trained. I can see very clearly, this is the way I was trained. And this helps you in a big way. Even in Buddhism, this is the way the training is done. Before even patterns settle down, you know you are a sannyasi. Your anyakara about you is defined. So that you can live sannyas. I'm getting message from Kumbhapuri. Many sadhus from Tamil Nadu are coming and attending our satsang in Kumbhapuri, it seems. And Pujananda is telling me, please say a few words and bless them. கும்பபுரியில் நமது தியான பீடத்தில் இருக்கும் எல்லா சாதுக்களையும் வணங்கி வரவேற்கின்றேன். நீங்க கும்பபுரியில் இருக்கிற வரைக்கும், கும்பமேளாவில் இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் நம்ம ஆசிரமத்திலே தங்கிக்கலாம், நம்ம டென்ட்லேயே இருந்துக்கோங்க. Pujananda, please accommodate all of them. Give them place to stay. It seems they are all coming regularly to morning satsang. Every day my routine is, I spend at least half an hour sitting and gazing all the Kumbh Mela photos. Kumbh Mela official photo is my screensaver and homepage. Screensaver and homepage. Every day morning half an hour. Somehow still I feel in my core muscle, in my bone marrow, I am Aghori. Only that Aghoris have that ability to kindle that fire inside your core. See, so many sampradayas, Bairagis, Ramayat, Jatadhari, the Vaishnavite, so many sampradaya. But only Aghoris create that in your core muscle. God. Nagas. Of course, Naga is Aghori. Aghoris and Nagas are just the internal branches of the Shaiva Sampradaya. Shaiva has few internal sects, which is Lingayat, Shaiva Siddhantis, and Kashmiri Shaivites, Aghori and Nagas, Kaulamargis, Nata Sampradaya, Nata Pantis. Avidyayam antare vardamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana tantramyamana variyanti mooda antenaiva niyamana yadanta. Kathopanishad, 2nd chapter, 5th verse. I was talking. Today I will expand on the same verse. Inauthentic ones yet imagining themselves as authentic just because they had knowledge which is not yet become experience, go round and round in crooked ways just like the blind led by the blind. You should see visually how a visually impaired man can lead another one visually impaired, or how a blind cannot lead the blind. If the start where it ends. I always used to tell, disciple relationship is most dangerous. Most dangerous. Because one unconscious is talking about another unconscious. One unconscious is, please understand, listen. I am not saying one unconscious is talking to another unconscious. One unconscious is talking about another unconscious. Means, they don't talk about me. They talk about their images about me. When a disciple talks about me to another disciple, he doesn't talk about me, he talks about his own unconscious projections. It is so unfortunate. That is why I insist on the important truth blind leading the blind, both of them fall into the ditch. When blind leading the blind is the most dangerous. Even if you are not led by another blind, at least you will be sitting in the safe place of your house. See, if you are not led, what you will do? You will just sit in one corner. But blind leading the blind is the most dangerous. Most dangerous. Horrible. Avidyayam antare vardamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana tantramyamana variyanti moda ante naivaniyamana yadanta. Inauthentic ones yet imagining themselves as authentic just because they had knowledge which has not yet become experience, go round and round in crooked ways like the blind led by the blind. Even if you are a person with experience, without knowledge, you are not dangerous. Like Bhakti Yogis. Many of them had the experience of either Krishna or Shiva or Rama, but they don't have a knowledge. They will not have the knowledge why it happened and how to reproduce. They will not be dangerous. At the most, they will just sing and dance, which is completely harmless. Out of their charisma, they may impress, inspire few hundred and lead them. Completely non-dangerous. But the people who had knowledge and no experience, they are the most dangerous, poisonous, venomous snakes. Don't even wear them. Very dangerous. Because it is like a blind led by the blind. Antena tamasavrita. Avidyayam antare vardamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana tantram yamana varyanti muda ante naivaniyamana yadanta. Avidyayam antare vardamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana tantram yamana varyanti muda ante naiva niyamana yadanta. Inauthentic ones yet imagining themselves as authentic just because they had knowledge which has not yet become experience, go round and round in crooked ways like the blind led by the blind. Let's see what Upanishad has in the next verse. Nasamparaya pratibadibalam pramatyantam viddamohena mudam ayam logo nasti parayidimani punar vasamapatyate ime. Nasampraya pratibadibalam pramatyantam viddamohena mudam ayam loge nasti parayidimani punarvasamapatyate me. You guys can chant? Start. Second chapter, 6th verse in Kathopanishad. Once more. Once more. Nasampraya pratibadibalam pramatyantam viddamohena mudam ayam logo nasti parayitimani punar vasamapatyate me. The hereafter never rises before the thoughtless child, the ignorant, deluded by the glamour of wealth. This world alone, there is none other, thinking thus he falls under my sway again and again. God. Listen. The hereafter never rises before the thoughtless child, ignorant, deluded by the glamour of wealth. This world alone, there is none other, thinking thus he falls under my sway again and again and again. Listen. Death keeps his secrets away from you by showing wealth. Ramakrishna says, when mother is cooking, child is crying, she first tries all the possible ways. She gives toys, she tries to give candy, she tries to give everything. If the child is pacified with that, then mother goes on with her work. She doesn't bother, she doesn't come. If the child throws away everything and cries, no, I want only you, then she has no other way. She just comes and lifts the child and keeps in the lap. It's a very beautiful example. With his own village innocent authenticity, he gives this example. Listen. When your life evolves from fish to tortoise, tortoise to pig, and next level, after you enter the human body, the first thing, what is the further thing? The more possibilities in the human body. What is the visible more possibilities in the human body? Wealth. There are invisible more possibilities, siddhis, extraordinary powers. The visible more possibility in the human body is wealth. I have always seen, even in the ashram, if somebody comes to the ashram as a volunteer or from a very poor background, first few months he will eat like anything. But if they come from the upper middle class background, first thing they will start Nirahara Samyama. Now from where they evolve matters. It matters, understand? Even in Ramakrishna Math I have seen. Sometimes these fellows will come and join. 6 months they will eat so much and then they will go away. If you find out why they came just to enjoy the food for 6 months. Our Swami used to say, all right, this is Annadanam, leave it. Why do you think all NRIs are obese? Because they all have gone outside India 25-30 years before, when India was struggling even for food. Almost our generation, if you look back, either we had very less or just matching. Authentically, how many of you feel when you were young, your family was struggling for even regular food? I will raise my hand. I was from that kind of family only. Yes. So naturally, when these people go and settle there and when they see so much wealth, the first thing what they do? Eat. Because that is the first possibility. That is the first possibility. When you take the human body first time, this is what exactly you do. Wealth. Wealth. I tell you, it is the matured souls who don't get swayed by the wealth. How many of you authentically cognize you are not at all swayed by the wealth? I tell you, you guys are matured souls. You have taken the human body at least 10 times. Please understand when I say at least 10 times. 10. Unless you take human body at least 10 times, you don't go to the space. One more thing. These good qualities, don't even take it for granted. Don't take them for granted. If you are not swayed by the wealth, don't think, oh, it is okay. No, you have already grown at least 10 human bodies. Even if you have decided not to marry with integrity, without authenticity, with integrity, without authenticity, even if there is no authenticity, okay. Even with integrity, if you have decided not to marry, you have lived and passed at least 25 human bodies. Each of these qualities comes to your biomemory after many times you go through the human body. If you are beaten by the broomstick and chappal nicely from morning till night, at least one janma. Only then next janma you are very sure you don't want to get married. Even then, next Janma, you think, I will not get married, but I will just have some lalla lalla. Have some companionship. In the marriage, you get beaten by the chappal and broomstick. In the companionship, that, what do you call? Little high quality chappal. Only after the nicely beaten, you come to the understanding. Same way, at least 10 Janma, when you waste in the possibility of wealth, please understand, first, wealth gives joy. In that pattern itself, one Janma will be wasted. Then, wow, let me accumulate and then I will enjoy. Then, let me take birth in the house where I don't need to waste time in accumulation. Directly I will start enjoying. Please understand, even you don't need to accumulate, you only need to spend and enjoy when you take birth in, even in that kind of families and background. The insensitization of your senses happen very soon. Listen, insensitization means tired of having so much food, so much of pleasures, so much of womanizing, so much of other pleasures, everything, the senses lose the vigor. Insensitization of the senses, kind of, how many of you cognize with this truth that you have felt insensitization in your life? You saw everything, but you are feeling insensitization. This is the way this comes after a lot of maturity. First, money gives pleasure, run. That itself, at least one Janma will go away. Then various methods of making money. Then various methods of making money and having pleasure. Then, no. Too much time is wasted in making money. Let me take birth in a family where enough money is there, I directly start spending. Straight pleasure. Then this insensitization of the senses lose vigor. Only after that, you land in a matured body which does not get swayed by the wealth. Listen, the deeper questions of life is not entertained in the brain which is aimed at wealth. Wealth makes you live with a superficial space of life. Superficial questions, superficial answers, superficial living. That is why Yama is so clear. The hereafter never rises before the thoughtless child. Please be very clear. All wealthy countries are one life based religions. The solution, why this one life idea? No, I am not blaming anybody or disrespecting anybody. When you are deluded by the glamour of wealth, the idea what is hereafter never rises. This world alone is, and there is none other. Thinking thus, this is the way he falls under my sway again and again. What a beautiful word he is telling. Ayam loko nasti parayiti mani punapunar. Punapunar. Again and again. Vasamabatyate me. God. Sanskrit is actually very easy for any Indian, because all Indian language will have at least 60% of the words from Sanskrit root. Puna puna, even in Tamil the same word only, in Hindi the same word only, in Telugu same word, in Kannada same word. The only thing stopping people learning Sanskrit is pizza. And nothing else. Means that attitude of it's okay, chalta hai. Nothing else. Sanskrit is actually very easy for any Indian, because all Indian language will have at least 60% of the words from Sanskrit root. Puna puna, even in Tamil the same word only, in Hindi the same word only, in Telugu same word, in Kannada same word. The only thing stopping people learning Sanskrit is pizza. And nothing else. Means that attitude of it's okay, chalta hai. Nothing else. Yesterday I defined Sanskrit, which all of you need to know. Listen. Sanskrit was never a common man's language. Listen. Now all the ashramites can understand what I am saying. Whoever is initiated into these four tattvas can understand whatever I am saying. Even the way you think, the language you speak has become different from common man's language. The outside, the civil society's language. Am I right? The language which planet Earth, Bhuloga speaks. The language you speak itself is different. Now the language in which you think and speak is Deva Bhasha. The language of gods. Understand? Deva Bhasha. When you think and speak with integrity and authenticity, the language you speak is Deva Bhasha. Language of gods. How many of you feel so much of love and confidence on you when you started living these four tattvas, practicing these four tattvas? I want to raise my hand. No, really. See, with this alignment, now I am talking, but when I learned these tattvas in the young age, it gave me so much of joy and confidence. Deva Bhasha, language of gods, means when you speak, think with awareness. Hey, even if you have one word, wow, this car is very nice. Over. Now you have given a commitment to yourself that you will have a car like that for you. Either now you have to sit and consciously complete. No, I am not committing to have that kind of a car for me. No, I am liberating myself from that word. Either you have to complete or fulfill. Get that car for you. Do you understand the responsibility of integrity? when you think in this language and speak in this language, the very cognition happens in you, becomes Deva Bhasha. I am translating the word, defining the word Deva Bhasha. Conscious cognizance is Deva Bhasha. The common man's language was always Prakrit or Pali. Now Hindi. See, the common man's language in the Vedic civilization was always Prakrit. During the Vedic age it was Prakrit, and during the age of the Buddhism and Jainism it was Pali, and now it is called Hindi. That was the common man's language. The language of the people who are initiated, the conscious cognizance, only their language was Sanskrit. That is why the definition of Sanskrit means consciously created, Samskritam, well done. Understand? Sanskrit is not the language. It is the source of languages. When you take conscious cognizance of everything, the Deva Bhasha happening in you is Sanskrit. Understand? If I did not know Hindi, English, and teach you guys all these tattvas, you would have simply picked up Sanskrit. Because these tattvas can never be taught without Sanskrit. These tattvas are all in that very language. When you learn that tattvas, simply you learn the language. All of you are cognizing what I am saying? In those days, the common man's language was different. The language of the conscious cognizance was different. The language of the conscious cognizance is Deva Bhasha. Now, first time, please understand, Vyasa made Deva Bhasha out of Prakrit people. Jnana Sambandar made Deva Bhasha out of Prakrit Dravidian language. Please understand. Tamil was founded by Jnana Sambandar. Before that, it was like a Prakrit Dravidian language. Same Prakrit, north and south both, different dialect. Just different dialect. The conscious cognizance of Jnana Sambandar. He created the Deva Bhasha. Like Vyasa radiated a Deva Bhasha which became Sanskrit. Jnana Sambandar created the Deva Bhasha which became Tamil. Basavanna created the Deva Bhasha which became Kannada. Listen, I am creating a Deva Bhasha in English. The world's largest spoken language. When you learn and live these tattvas into satyas, your conscious cognizance becomes a new language, and the new language happens and radiates, expresses through you. How many of you feel the new language is actually happening in you? It will evolve, it will evolve, it will evolve. How many of you have become very conscious and aware in your thinking? It will evolve. Understand? I think today I have defined the language of conscious cognizance, the Brahmana. Please listen. Listen. In every field, there is a separate language. The language doctors and nurses speak, you cannot understand. I can give you 100 examples. Dove tail means, what is the meaning for us? The tail of the dove. But for a civil engineer, the corner lock they make is dovetail. Am I right? Civil engineers, how many? Any civil engineers? Nobody. The corner lock they make is dovetail. For each profession, language becomes different. Each field, language becomes different. When you live in conscious cognizance, the language in which you think and relate is Deva Bhasha. All Indian language has the content of Deva Bhasha, the Sanskrit base. Because all over the India, the Deva Bhasha has penetrated little, maybe may not be completely, but little has penetrated. So today, I make a commitment with integrity and authenticity and responsibility. I'll speak only in the Tamil of Jnana Sambandhar, no more colloquial Tamil. Of course, in English, my English is completely Osho and J. Krishnamurti. It's already Deva Bhasha. Fortunately, I did not learn English from ordinary roadside books or from the schools and classes. My learning of English itself is from the conscious cognizance, directly from Osho, J. Krishnamurti. And Vivekananda, of course. Ramakrishna never spoke in English, so I never learnt English from Ramakrishna, but from Vivekananda and Osho and J. Krishnamurti. My English is complete conscious cognizance, but my Tamil has become corrupted by the colloquial Tamil also. Now I declare, no more colloquial language, because the language has a lot of importance for the listeners. in every Indian language there is a conscious cognizance part. Deva Bhasha, you will see that completely belongs to Sanskrit. The Basavanna's Vachanas, Jnana Sambandar's Tevaram, and Jnaneshwari are all in Sanskrit. The Sanskrit base, even though it belongs to that regional language, when I went to Paris, they took me to this museum where that smiling, that lady's photo is there, forgot? Mona Lisa, yes. That original painting is there. They took me to that museum. There I saw the Basavanna's Vachanas are preserved. The original palm leaves. I don't know whether he himself wrote or the earliest available copies of those palm leaves. It's all preserved and shown. There's a beautiful description which says that the researcher studied Tamil without the necessity of learning Kannada. He was able to understand the Basavanna's Vachanas. I was wondering, how can this be? This is the answer. Understand? In all Indian languages, people who lived with a conscious cognizance, they were talking in the Sanskrit-based language. Hindi has at least 80% Sanskrit words. Am I right, Turiya? 80% can be said. 80% Sanskrit base. As far as I know, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, all four of them have at least 60% Sanskrit base, the words. But the 60% words are used only by the people of conscious cognizance. 90% of the people just use that remaining 40% words and live and die. Language happens based on the level of cognizance. If you are selling fish in the fish market, you can never do that in language of conscious cognizance. Because the group Sangha is like that. Your Sangha decides your level of cognizance and your language. So today I give up the taste of colloquial Tamil, which I started enjoying because of this it's okay attitude. And I also started feeling it is very cute. No. I have to be responsible. I cannot afford to get succumbed by this it's okay or cute feeling. Same way, whenever I read Osho's Hindi, almost 85% to 90% I can make out the whole meaning and the flow. The language you use reflects the consciousness you have. A man cannot be continuously telling God will take care, God will take care, God will take care verbally and not believe in one corner of his heart. It is not possible. You may have some doubt, no problem, but you will have one side of faith. As I said, always the communists will have a doubt, God may exist, who knows. Always the thieves will have a doubt, who knows, he may not exist, he is not there. But the language you use very strongly impacts the consciousness you have. You can see, knowingly or unknowingly, already I have created a language of conscious cognizance, defining thousands of technical terms. This everyday satsang is nothing but creating a conscious cognizance in you. If you are attending everyday satsang, the language in which you think and speak becomes different. That is why somebody from the media, they were telling, when I speak to Dhyanapidam people, even their language is totally different. I am not able to understand. Because we are using Deva Bhasha, not Narabhasha, not human language. Deva Bhasha, conscious cognizance. Panini very clearly records in his introduction to Mahabhashya, he has cognized 300 conscious cognizance. At that time, he went to 300 different monasteries and studied their conscious cognizance and organized and created the Mahabhashya. Sorry, Patanjali wrote Panini's Mahabhashya. Patanjali writes, in the introduction of the Mahabhashya, Panini's Mahabhashya, see, each Gurukul had their own conscious cognizance, Deva Bhasha, their own dialect of Deva Bhasha. He goes around and collects all the Deva Bhashas and compiles them into one, and that book is Panini Mahabhashya. That is what Panini's Sutras. Ashtadhyayi, it's written by Patanjali, but it's called as Panini Mahabhashya, na? Or Patanjali Mahabhashya. Yes. Written by Patanjali, Panini's Ashtadhyayi. The Mahabhashya is the compilation of 300 conscious cognizance languages. Why do you think in those days all the Brahmins were settled together in Agraharam, means one settlement? Because of the language they need to maintain. I tell you, maintaining the language maintains the culture. If you want to destroy a culture, just destroy the language. Over. Which has been done in Tamil Nadu. The conscious cognizance language of Jnana Sambandhar is no more No, I don't want to. I can't say no more. It is. We can't afford to say no more. No. The colloquial language, when it started spreading, understand, colloquial language is always violence based or greed and fear based. In every Indian regional language, we have to revive that conscious cognizance part as a lifestyle, as a living language. Swaminarayan's Gujarati, Jnaneshwar's Marathi, Basavanna's Kannada, Jnanasambandar's Tamil. Who is the Telugu saint poet, ma? No, Annamacharya is too late. Bodhana. Bodhana. The language expressed by the people of conscious cognizance, if it is revived, the spiritual revival will happen. Vyasa's Sanskrit, Tulsi's Hindi. I tell you, with authenticity and integrity, I can tell you, first time when I heard Tulsi in the steps of Kasi, Varanasi, Ganges, in Varanasi Ghats, without missing a word I could understand. Without missing one word, I was able to understand. In the steps of Varanasi Ghats, in that Ganga Ghats only, first time I heard Tulsi. Not from some Pandit, some 4 or 5 men who are sweeping and cleaning. Morning I was sitting on the banks of Ganges to see the beautiful flow of Ganga. These 4 or 5 men, they sweep. See, they have a kind of a stick bamboo, and the edge the broom is tied. They sweep. That time the 4 or 5, they were chanting in the same tune, very nicely. I was wondering what they are chanting. In few minutes I am able to catch and understand they are singing Rama's life. I sat there listening. Then I started going every day to sit there, asking them to chant. You will be surprised, they know by heart Tulsi, whole Tulsi. I don't know Tulsi is how many thousands of slokas. Bhakti any idea? Bhakti Turiya, any idea? Can you Google Ma Jnanatma? Tulsi, how many thousands of slokas? Without a single line missing, I was able to catch the whole Tulsi. And same way this Kabir's couplets. Somebody gifted me books on Kabir's couplets. What do you call? Doha, yes. Even that, it is not colloquial language. Please understand, it is simple language but not colloquial language. And same way Akshay Kumar Sen's Sri Ramakrishna Bunti, a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, wrote a book called Ramakrishna Bunti in Bengali. When I read, without missing a single word, I was able to follow, cognize. So I tell you, the language which you are learning now, the cognized, conscious cognizance, you become master to learn any language of conscious cognizance. Now you can catch any saint's language. You may start doing the conscious cognizance in English now. But even if you read Tulsi, you will understand. If you read Ramana Maharshi, you will understand. If you read Jnana Sambandha, you will understand. If you read Basavanna, you will understand. In their language. Because conscious cognizance happens in the same frequency. That is why the German scholars are saying Sanskrit should be used as a base language for translations into multiple languages. Because conscious cognizance, Sanskritam, if you do well, consciously carve your thinking and speaking, keeping integrity as a chisel and authenticity as the hammer, the language you create for yourself is Sanskrit. Responsibility, polish and enriching marketing. Use the chisel of integrity, hammer of authenticity, polish of responsibility and marketing of enrichment. The language you create for you, the conscious cognizance language. Fortunately, we are the first one leading a conscious cognizance language in English based on Vedic tradition. The Deva Bhasha in English is happening. English is blessed. We will call this language as conscious cognizance. Deva Bhasha. Puna puna vachamabhatyate me. From here we went. Again and again and again. From here I started speaking on language. Went, we are coming back to the center subject. Apatyate me, vasamapatyate me. Yama says, thinking thus, they fall under my sway. If you think there is only one life, you end up in death. Because you lived like that only. You stay there as a stone, dead body, for ages. If you live knowing there are many lives, please understand, a child who has not seen anything more than Chikki will ask only Chikki from me. No, really. If he is tired of Chikki, then he will ask something higher from me. Same way, if you are too engrossed only in the wealth, you will see only that as a life. Only when you are able to see beyond wealth, please listen, see beyond wealth, you see the whole vision of life. Wow, life is not 100 years for me. It was few thousand years, it will be few thousand years. Then what kind of planning I should do? Life planning happens with a larger vision. What am I supposed to do now? In these 60, 70 years I am going to be in the body, which is part of the larger life. Larger part of life. Nasamparaya pratipadipalam pramatyantam viddamohena mootam ayam logo nasti parayitimani. Person who thinks this world alone, this much only is life, plans with a very short, narrow vision of life. Person who thinks so many births, the larger picture, plans more properly about the life. If you cognize what is seen in front of you, that's all is the world, what naturally you will do? Take up an IT job, work, have money, have a boyfriend or girlfriend who will abuse you for entertainment. Otherwise, how will you have an entertainment? You need some fight, na? Hey, if your life goes so smoothly, you will feel uncomfortable. Morning you get up and you do your work and you go to your office, things go smooth, and you come back and you just go for a movie and come back and sleep. This is too much of, no. You feel lonely. At least if you have somebody in Facebook who will nag you, life looks little, wow, I have a purpose to live. If you think life is only what is seen by you, your plan about life is too small. If you understand the larger vision of life, you will not be swayed by the wealth and get caught by Yama. Yama says very clearly, I have spread the net of glamour of wealth. Pramatyandam vidda mohena modam. Mohena modam. The moha, net of moha of wealth. I tell you, whenever I see the eyes which are yearning, seeing some materialistic wealth, I feel, oh God, Yama is seen in his eyes. I can see inside his eyeballs, Yama is nicely sitting on the buffalo and enjoying. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Let's have fun, let's have fun. You die, I will have fun. That's what it means. See, there is a big valley. Calls you, you are standing above. It says, hey, jump, jump, let both of us have fun. If you jump, who is going to have fun? He is going to have fun. Not you. You jump, we will have fun. You think both of you guys are going to have fun jointly. No. That's exactly I feel whenever I see the eyes deluded by the glamour of wealth. I am not against wealth. Create wealth out of completion. Purnamada Purnamidam. With a clear purpose, with a clear cognizance, you know the larger picture of your life. Wealth is for your medical care, or because Swamiji has said body has to be kept as long as possible, so I should give it medical care in the old age, food, clothes, shelter, all the things necessary from the world, and if I want little charity for that, wealth. Have the right reason for wealth. That's all I am saying. I am not saying don't have wealth, have right reason for wealth. I got the point. Having right reason for wealth, right cognizance for wealth is all I am asking. If you authentically have a right cognizance, right context, have wealth. Context is decisive. Having wealth or not having wealth is neither right or wrong. Having or not having is neither right nor wrong. Why you are having, why you are not having decides whether you are right or wrong. Even not having because of poverty mental setup is wrong. Even having because of the ignorance is wrong. Whether you have or not is not right or wrong. This is the right cognizance towards wealth. Nasamparaya pradipadipalam pramatyantam viddamohena mootam ayam logo nasti parayitimani punarvacamapatyate me. When I read a verse and give the commentary on it, the meaning, it is Shruti part, ultimate truths. When I go a little side and the stories I tell, the announcements I make, it is Smriti. How to live that as a part of life. Implement it. We'll move to the next chapter of the morning satsang, Dial the Avatar. I bless you all who are sitting with us around the world in 735 places through Nithyananda TV and 35 places two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha in 318 cities in 34 countries around the world. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share, explode and enrich with eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you. I am your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon.
I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. I'm your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all.